off. Today is day 288 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here. Wait. Yeah, okay, everything looks mostly alright. We are continuing on here with project number 3, Coin Toss. Last night we finished setting up. What did we finish setting up? We finished setting up the event listeners. For clicking on, we should open our that's what we're missing. The example and our code. Good. Awesome. So, the example, game, and our game. We'll do heads. Always good at losing. Look at us. Yep. Wow. 2 losses back to back. Shocking. Compared to ours, where we can open up the JavaScript console. See, we've got our random function is working for tails, and then when we click on stuff, they at least function to some degree, and they reset and flip the coin as needed. So we've got that much going on. So that's good. But now we need to figure out what our next step is. We can go in many directions, but we'll piece something together. Hey, Drakeling and Topher. Look at that. Good to have you guys. Hopefully your evening is going well. We have something. We wanted to do something once we set up the event listener. We set up the event listener for a reason. Oh, it was so we could fill out the rest of the functions for each one. That's what it was. Because we were sort of comparing to our last project, the number guessing game. There was the function with the whole if statement. Now, we just had one function. Well, we had a couple, but we had one main function for the input field. Am I crazy for wanting to do 2 different functions for each button since we have the 2 buttons, right? I think that's fine. Topher, I went and saw the new Blade Runner movie last night. I highly recommend it. Noted, I'm down to see the new Blade Runner movie. I think it would be tons of fun. Tiny Cat, don't you move anything? That is actually an okay napping spot. But Blade Runner, yeah, no, thumbs up if you're into sci-fi. Yeah, no, that's that. I could do that. I could be that guy. Little kitty, you watch your little back heel foot thing? No. You did almost good by picking a decent spot, but you aren't supposed to stretch out like you own the desk. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, we are looking for stuff. We've got this. And I threw the buttons into a form. That way when I click on them, they reset. Because we just need to take that. We just need to compare. That's what we need to do. We need to compare random to the value or the text of the button that's selected. He held one. High coupling and low cohesion. Probably. What to do? 2 buttons. Maybe I can do the tiny cat, your toes. Thank you. Thank you. Something about something rhyming with another. Let's get rid of the comment. What did I have here? Document get element by ID heads value. So that would pull this. I wonder if I want to pull it, if I want to get element by ID. Maybe. I want to pull the value? Or the text, the content? I think I'll be fine with this, but what do I want to do with this? Somehow I need to take the variable, or this, I need to compare it. Blah, blah, blah. Return heads, math.random, blank, blank, blank. I should make it equal something. Variable coin equals random toss? Is that wrong? God, I hope that's okay. And then what if I do console log? Maybe I should do that. Console log coin? See how that goes. Man save. Oh, this is gonna be sad. We're gonna flip our coin and it's gonna land on its side and we're not gonna have any results, heads or tails. That's the kind of luck we have. Let's refresh it. Okay, heads, click. Hey, look at that, it still changes and does stuff. Okay, cool. We didn't burn down all of the internet. That's slightly comforting. Here, say, I don't... Oh, we did bump it forward. Because it had the little blue dot, like we made a change and it was highlighting line 17. I thought they were crazy. We bumped it forward. Just a sort of align stuff. Let's go ahead and save that. Good, good, good. Tiny cat, don't you dare push that off the desk. Now. We are looking at Topher. You do know you can select all buttons at the same time, right? I very well could do that, but would that be for comparison? Why would I want to select all? Oh, that way. Wait, the way you're doing it will work. Never mind. I don't want to throw you off. Just not how I would do this. It's not wrong, though. Okay. I just... For my mind, trying to wrap it around the coin, I didn't think I'd want to select all the buttons at the same time. Otherwise, I would have just done the button element. But I was trying to break them into heads and tails. That way I could sort of identify them separately. Whether that's... It sounds like that's not the most efficient way, but that's the only way I can currently picture this project in my head. So, hey, Naomi me. Wait, Naomi or Naomi me? One of those is now hosting it for up to 6 viewers. Cool. Thank you. Donka, Naomi. Beheld one when you were speaking about 2 separate functions for the buttons. It's ideal that the modules created have little reliance on one another. So, if one of your functions bugs out, another part of the program won't bug out as well. Beheld, I'm sure you're savvy, just tossing it in. Noted. Far from savvy. But, I believe in you, though. You're probably right. Hey, Yuri Fiveware. Is your cat named Destroyer of Worlds or Galaxy Eater? Dear God. She is terrible. She's cute, but she's just equally destructive. Topher, I would call the same function for both buttons a flip coin function. Like I said, your way isn't wrong, just not how I would do it. I tried to figure out how I wanted to do a single function. That's sort of how it started last night, but then I realized that I should set up the click events, and then I wasn't sure if I was able to reference the same. Well, I guess I could. Coin flip for each, and that would simplify it. When I was doing the click events, since I had two different buttons, I got lost and scared and figured that I need to set up two different functions. But now talking it out with other live humans, yeah, I think a one function, plus that cuts my workload in half. I mean, copy and pasting would save a lot of time, so we wouldn't really be building from scratch, but I do remember a major turning point in the last project was simplifying it. I had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of bright colors, a lot of confusion. So clearing out some of the excess might be helpful. So with that said, instead of picked, we could do flipped, like Topher recommended. Flipped or flip coin? Let's do flip coin. I like that. Coin. You know what it was? The other thing? I wasn't envisioning. I guess this is all perspective. There's no, like, visual graphic interface or animation occurring. I assumed I was walking up. Not that they have coin tossing in casinos, at least none of the ones I've been to. But let's say you walk into a casino and you walk up to the coin tossing table. It's next to the blackjack tables behind the slot machines. There's usually one guy tossing a coin right next to the bathrooms, so I guess you would walk up to him. I assumed you'd walk up to the guy tossing the coin next to the bathrooms at the casino, and he would toss the coin for me, and I would be the one, the user, guessing. So I didn't think, that's why I was calling it picked. I didn't think I'd be the one flipping the coin in this situation, but I guess this could be a one-player game. I thought there was a host or a narrator. Guy next to the bathroom. Interesting. It just slightly minor mental perceptions sort of change how I view this dynamic playing out. Noted. All right. So I can flip the coin. We don't have to rely on a third party to do it. That probably doesn't change anyone else's night, but sort of changes mine. Let's see. So now that I'm not calling it by that, well, I guess I would call it coin. How would I do that? Get ID. What are our other get element options? What can I do? Get element by content? Isn't there a handy list of things that I could do? Get element by JavaScript. Get element by by tag name. Cool. What other options do they have? Query selector, class name. See all this good stuff. So wonder if I should put each button in its own div. Is that weird? That's a weird thing to do. Topher, it doesn't matter what you call the function, you could call it man flips coin, or user picks side, or I like cheeseburgers. It wouldn't make any difference. What matters is naming it so it makes sense for future Steven. Alright, fair enough. So yeah, future. That way, when we look back on this, kind of like when historians look back on the number guessing game we set up 300 years from now, they'll know what's going on. Flip coin is good. Flip coin is good, but now we need to change things to variable flip, and we want to get element by something. Side. That's what we'll call it. Get element by side. ID. Look at that. So, I guess this is the part. I'm concerned about them. Oh, and it's going to pull the value of side. So it doesn't matter that we're saying, hey, wait, will it look for... This is why we want to click both? I'm so concerned. Get element by ID side. Value. How does it know which side to pick? That's what I'm concerned about. Before, when I had it tied to heads, I knew the value when they clicked on heads and the form would submit. It would give us that. I think I'm missing a step. When I click on the button, it's going to look for this. Right? This is gonna end in tears, like always. Let's keep going. Anyways, if, eventually we'll end up with an if statement, I'd assume, where if flip equals, coin, then do something. We're gonna have the stat fields. See, so when we've got this, we click on heads, and it adds in the stats. Times selected. If flip coin equals blank, if it's correct, we want to increase times 1. We want to document that it was selected. We want to document if it was accurate. So if that, we'll have a plus plus. So we should have a couple values in general. We should have something like heads, head count and tail count. Yeah, or heads count and tails count. And we can do plus plus each time it's selected. That will increase the number of times it's selected. And if they match up, then we can increase heads 1 plus plus, else tails 1 plus plus. Or, well, not else. Anyways, we'll get there. Okay. It's just coming, there's a lot of potential outcomes that my mind's having to factor in. There really aren't that many, but since it's after midnight, it feels like a lot to think about. Get elements by tag name button. will give you a node list if buttons in the DOM. Oh, really? By, what was it? Tag name interesting, followed by maybe it's because I already typed everything out. Tag name button will give you a list. Perhaps not. That's okay. That's okay. We'll manage. We will manage. Flip coin, if flip happens. Some other stuff. Topher, you can loop through the node list using a for each and attach an event listener to each button, which will call your function when they're clicked. Oh, that way it knows in your function you can access the button that caused the event was clicked using event target. Okay. Okay, hold on. So we're gonna have to piece that together step by step. So first things first, get element by target name. Oh, maybe it's get. Look at that, they changed color. Get element or get elements, plural or singular? Probably get element. I think the blue, that's a bit more of a reassuring blue. This is a slightly more confused teal, really. We'll stick with singular. Moving on. Good. You can loop through the node list using a for each and attach. So instead of a generic if, which I'm gonna leave that to the side for now because I can. For each button. Let's see, for each flip or for each button. And attach an event listener to each button, which will call your function when they're clicked. Okay. So for... Wait, no. Bad. No, I'm already heading in the wrong direction. Steven broke the internet. How quickly we fall. Maybe I should keep piecing out the things I can kind of see, despite them being wrong. Don't mind me, don't mind me. We'll have... some point, I think... head count... put that... heads count... tails count... I hope those are okay for these. Variable heads 1. Variable heads, tails lost. Tails 1. We don't need to worry about the loss. So we should do selected instead. That's what we'll do. I think these should go in a function too. Selected. We should move those. 1. Select all buttons. 2. Loop through the list of buttons. Add an event listener to each button. Start with that before working in your coin flip function. Your flip coin function. Aha. So prior to that, select all buttons. Select all buttons. This select all. My mind is racing. It's so strange doing the projects compared to just dealing with the what is it? The individual challenges from all the different tutorial sites. I can't even explain it. It's like I can feel everything that needs to be done, and I'm trying to just like calm my mind to focus on the single task. But in doing that, I can't even picture the simplest things, even though we've done plenty of for loops and looping through arrays and all that stuff. It's just like trying to envision the whole project, where it's at and where it needs to be, and piecing it together. It's definitely a different feeling that we're still coming to terms with. Let's get rid of... We'll leave that comment. So, above. 1. Select all buttons. Buttons will be selected. I wonder if I should give the form an ID and select the form? No, that's dumb. That's dumb. Don't do that. Just do, what is it? Tag, right? We had the page open. Get... Is it wrong to just do it by the tag name? We're already using that down here. Document get element by tag name. We can probably get rid of the variable. Loop through the list of buttons. In my mind, although I'm not sure I'm doing it right, for variable I equals 0. In my mind, it would be flip for this if we're hunting for all buttons. But dot length, I definitely don't think I'm doing that right. I plus plus, maybe I am. For flip dot length, and then add an event listener to each button. So for each, for each, not just for each. Gonna end tragically. For each, blank, 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 blank. Add this, or append this. What would I do? I would... It's plus, it's something... plus... the event listener. Copy. Not quite that cavemanish and brutish, but yeah, we'll get there. Flip coin. See? Flip coin. Coin. God, I hope that's okay. Alright, so we've got this. We've got our for loop, but we need to change the whole click event. It's placeholders because we still need to set up our function. We can't reference our function before it happens. I guess it would just be flip.addEventListener. Document document.getElements. Oh, plural. Tag name. And I don't need the value yet of the button. Don't need the value. Add an S. And Topher says Google for each MDN. Will do. Will do. Closing out this. Closing out that. MDN for each as our refresher, which is desperately needed. Okay, so array prototype for each method executes a provided function once for each array element. Constant array ABC array for each function wrap function element for each method executes a provided function once for each array element. So this already needs to change for the element. Array for each callback blank 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 your iterator. Current value, index in the array. Let's look at their example. Converting from for to for each. Items 1, 2, and 3, and then we have copy. For let item 0. Oh, and I totally forgot the less than. We need to add that. I less than flip length copy push items blah. Afterwards, items for each function item copy push item. So that's what's going to be changing. So all want instead of items. We need to set it up for, I believe, the buttons. And at this point, I may need to change. I should probably change the IDs back to heads and tails. Langley, what's the array for each going to be used for? It will be used for attaching the event listener accordingly to which button is selected. So here, refresh. We click on heads. I need to add in the event listener, trying to pull that specific one for the button. Technically, we've got heads here and tails accordingly. I was going to set up the two functions, a head function and a tails function, but instead, to cut down on the work and try and make it slightly more efficient, I'm going to go with a single function flip coin and then tie the event listeners in accordingly, but these we're trying to implement the stuff. So I think I'm using, my issue is that I set it up like a for loop, because that's what I'm used to, but I need to change how I've got it, because we need to reference a function. It's just been so long since I've used a for each So we went to MDM to piece together the mystery for what steps we're missing out on. So I got to take what I had and convert it to this. Ta-da! Now, to do the following, printing the contents of an array, we could use this argument, this sum, this count, for each function. So let's at least do that. Let's change the function bit. What function do we want to wrap? No, it is that function, right? In general, and then we need to do the following. Item. I guess it would be for flip, right? Flip dot, because we've got document get elements by tag name, button. We have flip for each function. Get rid of all this noise. And now I want to do, what did we call them? I guess side? I think I want to do side. I'm not sure how to identify. After setting that up, what would I want to do? I would want to do the following. Now, I wonder if I need to set up another variable as well, like that. We've got a couple waiting in the wind that we've prepped for the statistics that will be changing as we play the game. You know, tails, tails, heads, heads, tails, and stuff. And as the numbers change, things get calculated like so. For the specifications, figuring out, trying to keep track of all the statistics and keeping track of all these values. We'll need that to set up our Google chart in the end, if we do go the extra mile, if you want to call it a mile, to set up the chart. I'm not sure I think it just seems more daunting than it appears to be. It looks awesome. I'm sure it's just plugging in some basic values and it does its own googly thing and births a chart for us. We're just trying to capture the button clicks right now, and we'll get there. So, for each isn't used like that. You're probably looking for 4. All right. Well, I was yammering all that time, but yeah, we did have 4 in place. There are only 2 buttons. It isn't necessary to use a loop for adding the event listener to only 2 buttons. To learn for each, might as well use .map or even filter somehow if it's just learning. Throw in a class, perhaps. I could totally throw in a class, although I've already got the ID in place. I'm not sure a class would really change things too much. Oh, and you know what? I just realized a common mistake of using IDs need to be unique. Totally right. IDs need to be unique, so I should have, if I am going to use side as a consistent one, it should at least be class. So that's a great point. Thank you for highlighting that, bringing that to our attention. Class. Man, save. Now, continuing on though, Topher, why couldn't for each be used to attach an event listener to multiple elements? Of course, it could be, but seemingly using a turning fork to eat with. Disagree entirely. I assume heads, comma, tails. Question mark. Probably. Oh, for what I need to throw in there into the function area. Well, now I want to see. So get by that. Assume it would be heads, comma, tails. Although... Topher. You misunderstand his meaning. He's being sarcastic to make a point that what I'm teaching you is wrong and or inefficient. Oh, the analogy. Yeah, the fork bit. I just sort of glazed over that. But in general, I was speaking about JavaScript classes rather than HTML classes. Ah, fascinating. Yeah. I'm still down on the lower levels of the ladder. Sort of like not the best analogy, but very much how they put all the candy and toys and fun things for kids on the lower level shelves of stores because that's what's at eye level. I'm still at that basic noob mindset. So all of my go-to responses and associations are all at that low level basic stuff. So we're just a little slow to respond. That's all. Light bulbs go off when ideas happen. They're just not as bright as better programmers. Now, this is nevertheless, I mean, technically, even though we noticed the wrong thing, that's still a valid point that IDs are supposed to be unique. So still helpful on your part. Regardless, speaking of regardless, we should keep trying to make progress regardless. I'm not against the 4 each, it's kind of fun. Now, what to do though with the following is here the variable stuff. When we don't really need to set up the variable. We already have the document get element by button. So what we'd want to do is we can get rid of that, is concatenate the following. Flip, which is whatever that is, concatenate the add event listener. I hope that's okay. Yes, it would be. We can call it whatever we want. Item? Side? We could call it side. Side. Add event listener. We're doing a click for flip coin. And I guess all of that could be added inside Flipcoin, or would that be crazy? I could go back to setting up the 2 different functions. I just feel like if I have 2 functions, one for heads and one for tails, that's kind of double the work. Even though they would basically mirror each other. All the more reason to throw in either a for loop or a for each to just change accordingly and have the info trickle down. Maybe I'm dreaming. Let's do the following. Side, add event listener. Oh, so I don't need to worry about concatenating it like that? It's just automatically going to do the following. Interesting. I guess I'd only need to concatenate it if I was trying to tie it to something, right? Oh, not even, no, it could still just be side whatever. I don't know why I was trying to concatenate it. Good point. Good point. Just with all the different possibilities, my mind is just like trying to cling on to anything and everything. And I can see where I am, which is very far away from where I'm trying to get to. And I think the other thing is that, especially, which it's helpful, but comparing the project, especially visually, I think I'm trying to piece it together, like surface level back, which I don't think is really helpful because all of the JavaScript stuff is pulling the data and then pushing it forwards to the front. Sort of. I guess it kind of depends on your perspective of that glass half full or whatnot, but this is just the ramblings of a madman. Alright, what can I do in the meantime? We want to continue doing something. I mean, copy.push, technically that is the exact same layout as side.addEventListener. Can I put this inside the function now? Or should I put it below the function? Side addEventListener. Your function definition should be before attaching the event listener. Your function definition should be before attaching the event listener. I agree. So this, but can go here, and that can replace these guys. Which we could probably just delete all this in general. We'll leave it for reference to, for now. Ah, that's right, our to-do list and stuff. Determine the random side of the coin. On heads or tails. Compare it to make the random selection. We need to compare it. We need to compare the following. We can get rid of that. So, flip coin. We want it to take what as a parameter? Do I need to give flip coin a parameter? I guess I could pass coin in if I wanted to. Oh, to test, console log event target your function. Okay. All right. Bigger question. What in the deuce is this? Line 40 tied. Oh, just wow. I'm crazy. Totally lost it. Okay, here we go. So, to test console log event target your function. Let's do in your flip coin function, that is. Let's comment out the if. Oh dear lord. Comment out the if. Drop in. Wait a second. Yeah, no, I can do that. Console. Am I able to console log inside the function? Maybe I just haven't had a need to console log inside of a function. Event.target. Clone style, yes, you can. Fascinating. I think for the last 286 days, I don't, maybe we did, because I know we did event target, console log event target in the last project. Maybe I just didn't realize that we had thrown that into the function. I thought we had it higher up and checking random stuff, but let's go ahead and look at that nevertheless. So, refresh, unexpected token, line 39. Clearly, we've pissed someone off. Which portion? Why would it not? Doesn't make sense. Wouldn't that be needed? And save. Missing something for line 41 now. Oh, it goes after. Holy sh... Is that really how that all plays out? No. Did I totally miss the for each? It does. It does do that. This whole function lives inside of it. Oh my god, I didn't realize that. Did not realize that at all. Totally missed that. I can fix it. I can fix it. Not to worry. Noob mistake. That is me. Even the noob. There we go. Crisis averted. Crash. Oh, I did something wrong. But at least things are running. 39. Type error. Flip.for each. Oh, I broke the internet. It's flip. I broke it. I'm freaking out. This is tragic. It's all falling apart. Reality's crashing down on me. There's so many loose ends and strings to pull. I don't know which loose end to touch first. Dear God. Clone style, yes. Well, I'm not sure what event target is, but at least you can call console log in there. Kinda 808. We've been all over the interwebs, piecing together free resources. Our journey started 280 something days ago at Code Academy. Took us like 150 days to get through all the free content they had, and then we started chipping away at the beginning stages of Code Wars, focusing on JavaScript, and then we ended up at Free Code Camp, and we made it like 85% of the way through the front-end development certification path, if you will. But it was like at 270. We went over 9 months just doing those sort of free tutorial sites. And Topher was kind enough to put together a whole herd of projects for me to try and wean me off of the tutorial sites so I could get used to actually coding, we'll call them applications, if you will, using multiple languages, tying them together, because a lot of the stuff we were dealing with were single language challenges. Like Code Wars is a perfect example, trying to solve a single challenge with JavaScript alone. And it was very finite and focused. Or if I was learning CSS, a single lesson covering a small topic at Free Code Camp. But here with the projects that he's curated, I'm able to get a little more real world practice, tying all this stuff together. And with that, all of the holes in my understanding have been coming to the surface, and we're sort of spot correcting everything as we go along. Probably a longer answer than he wanted, but that's what's going on. So it's 280 plus days of confusion. But yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. So, tangent over with. Back to stuff. Kinda 808. That's awesome. Yeah, painful but awesome. I agree. Now, Topher, it's fine. This is because a node list is not an array, and for each is an array method. Oh, so you can make a node list an array, though, using array from. Right. Good. Noted. I will make that change accordingly. Clone style. Well, I still forget the occasional semi or brace or something. Gotcha. That's okay. Yeah, we've forgotten everything. And we've gone from I was starting to feel confident with JavaScript. I mean, there were days of deep confusion as we were chipping away at Code Wars and some of the challenges at Free Code Camp, the intermediate level ones. We never got to the advanced ones, but we were a handful of challenges away from the advanced algorithms and stuff like that. But now it's like studying for a test, and then the next day when you actually go into the test, there's all that stress and confusion, and everything just falls away. And then now I'm stuck in the reality of the situation. It's terrifying. But we've got Topher guiding us, keeping us from falling all the way to the bottom of the mountain. Bless you. Okay, so also kinda 808, just trying to find a place to actually learn JavaScript. If you want to get the ball rolling, you're completely new to it, Code Academy, and then make a hard jump over to Free Code Camp. There's also a great course on Udemy. There's probably a whole smattering of courses on Udemy, but yeah, that's what's up. Now, JavaScript, the weird parts on Udemy is a good starter course. Exactly. Yeah, that was the one Topher recommended to me. I made it like 18. There's like 80 plus videos, and I was able to watch the first 18. I just scheduling in life, I haven't found time to sit down and watch the rest of them, but I really need to, because it started off being an awesome series. So make the change, Steven. Do something with the code. Be productive. Focus. Array stuff. Free or paid? I think the course is normally like $80, $100, $120, something like that. Maybe it's only like $60, but I thought it was closer to $100, possibly more. But when you sign up for your first course, or if it's on sale, I got it for like $10. I think you can get it for 13 or 15 when it's on sale, but when you sign up, they give you a promo code, like a one wish for your first class when you sign up for the site, and you just use your $10 promo code for that course, and you should be able to get it for $10. So that's been the only thing that I've paid for knowledge and resource wise, as far as coding goes, over the last 280 something days. And it's totally worth it. Even for the 18 videos that I watched, it was still worth the $10, and I didn't even get that deep into the course. So yeah, that's what I have to say on that. Now, progress, Stephen. Progress using array from. I wonder if I need to Google that to get a visual. Node list array from. Maybe that'll provide a good visual. Ah, beautiful. Now, convert node list to an array. I think it's so awesome that people have had the same problems. It's so helpful. It's just, and it's comforting. It's comforting. Now, in this article, node list objects, collections of nodes, such as those returned by properties such as node.childNodes, document query selector all, blankety blankety blah, variable parent document blank, aha, get by ID equals that. Now, this is basically what we have right now. Flip, variable flip equals a document get something, right? Variable flip, document get something. But we need to do more with that. In other cases, the node list is a static collection. And Topher said use. Hey, look, I even did a. Well, that's what I had before, but apparently that was wrong. Maybe it's not wrong. It is possible to loop over the node list using the following. We'll see. We'll see. Topher, WestBoss has some good JavaScript tools. JavaScript courses too. Also not free, but the content's fantastic. Wait. Read the yellow part there. Aha. The yellow part. Good. Story time. Brace yourselves. Although node list is not an array, it is possible to iterate on it using for each. Okay, this is where that's the key to our current predicament. Several older browsers have not implemented this method yet. Noted. So it's how I'm setting up my for each. So I should probably change. What do I need to change? When I ran it, it said it didn't like flip. Flip for each is not a function. Well, that may be true. However, and save. Refresh. What can I do? Line 39. This is the downfall. So here, I need to adjust the following. I need to give it an array. That's what we're trying to tackle, right? Most browsers has implemented query selector all, native selector engine, blank, 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 for each. Node array, array prototype slice. Oh, you were saying array dot from. You can make a node list an array through array from. How would I implement that though? How do I leverage array from? How would a Steven who doesn't know what they're doing set that up? Maybe node array dot from. Array dot from JavaScript. Nice, beautiful. We can close that, and here we go. Now, array.from method creates a new array instance from an array-like or iterable object. Constant bar abc array.from bar abc. Foo. So I could put flip array.from flip and then continue on. Maybe that'll work. Array. Oh my god, I bet I could even do it feeding into it. Watch this. I bet I could do the following. I bet I could do this array. I don't know if it's going to like it, but array.from and then flip here for each blank, blank, blank. Is that wrong? Is that weird? Might be weird. Might be weird. Command save. Versus doing array from and saving it to a variable thing, you know, and then dropping in thing. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll live dangerously and confused. That's sort of our style. That's what we've been doing for the last 287 to 88 days now. Run, save, here we go. Refreshing. Aha! Ta-da! Problem solved. Look at that. I was able to piece it together. Now, when I click on something, it's doing stuff. Something wants to happen. It's flickering. It's line 30 that is popping up. Well, what's happening on line 30? It's this. Console log event target. I can see it as I click the button. There's that arrow that drops down, and the printout in the other one has the JS30 right as it flickers just below it. I'll keep clicking on it so you can see it. Yeah, see? JS30. That's me clicking on the heads button like 90 times. So it is pulling something. Topher, try query selector all button instead of get elements by tag name. Okay, we could do that. We could definitely do that. Don't mind me. Face issues. Technically nose issues. There's a lack of oxygen in my part of the world. Oh dear God. Why? Why? So graceful. Just atrocious. We're leaky. And we're confused. We are in a very vulnerable state right now. Oh God, right. We've got like 13% lung capacity in operation. We'll fix that tomorrow. Craigslist, a new lung. I'm sure we can find one on there. So, updating the get elements. Even though that seems to be calling it, we will change that to query selector all. Cool. And takes button. Nice. Let's save and refresh. Yeah, we still get the same result. I think it's fine. Topher, sorry, BRB, that's fine. That's good. You do your thing. Go do Topher stuff. Alright. So we've at least got the ball rolling somewhat in the right direction, which is good. I should go back to focusing on See if you can remove Joel devs. See if you can remove array from now that you've used query selector all. Will do. Happily. Now we can do that. And let's give that a shot. Save. Once more, refresh. And it seems like, aha! How cool is that? It seems to be functional still. So we'll take it. Good recommendation. Joel. Donka. Now, what to do? Continuing on from here briefly, I'm still... We've got all of this noise. And eventually, I think we'll get to the point where we can set up an if statement. I'm sure there's still plenty to do on the button front with the click events. Trying to tie in the proper functionality of having a button, clicking on a button, it rendering, taking the stats, the button was clicked, did you win or lose, and updating the stats accordingly. That's why we've got this here, head selected, tail selected, and then times 1, heads 1, and tails 1. And I was going to do something along the lines of... We really do need to get it all tied together. That way, I can do if... Let's see, if flip equals coin, we'd want whatever it is. And selected copy to plus plus. Something plus plus. Or... Oh, damn. No, no, no. What are we gonna need to do? We're gonna need a couple things, because we need to collect all this, well, ideally, we'd like to collect all of this data. That way we can, and now it's sort of... He threw it in as the extra credit section, if that's a thing. That's kind of how we're viewing it. Going that extra mile. Setting up the Google chart. But having... I'd assume, I haven't used the Google Charts before, but I can only imagine it's just tying it to the proper elements, and it just receives the data it needs, and then a fun little chart appears as needed. We'll get there, though. We will get there. At least we've got the core functionality of where the buttons are clickable and the coin changes. Now we just need to verify that. We've got coin tied to our random function, followed by more stuff. Once we flip our coin, even though we'll have our click events tied to it, we will do the following. What will we do? What is the following? We will do something. Definitely an if. If flip, which we had above before, and we can set it above again. That doesn't really change anyone's day. So if flip is equivalent to... Oh, well, we need to get the value. Before we had the value set. Damn. Flip dot value. Will that work? Flip dot value? God, I hope flip dot value works. If flip dot value equals coin, do the following. Something something iterates to something. Topher, CodePen, clickety click. Let me bring up chat. Loading, loading, loading. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. Pause that. Click the link. Ah, more comments. Hold on. We'll check that. We will check that. Let's just verify what's going down. Am I supposed to look at this? I assume yes, since you put the link in the comments. So, button, heads, tails, button. CSS doesn't matter. JavaScripty goodness. Here we go. Function window. Cool, cool. Constant buttons. Document dot query selector all. Button. So ours is flip, yours is button. Cool. Function flip coins is looking for an event. Ah. Console log event target. Interesting. Buttons for each function. We're looking for button again. Separate, so we're referencing buttons here. And we're doing the for each for button, no S. And on button, we're doing add event listener, click, flip coin, which is occurring above. And there we're console logging the event target so we can see when it's triggering. Fascinating. Okay, all right. So for our whole thing function, I assume we would. Good to know. Good to know. Also, her talks, your talks. Would the you be silent? You wouldn't be silent. Her talks. How old are you? 27, right? Is that right? Yeah, 27. 27. Topher. View console. Sorry, refresh it. Refreshing? We've refreshed. Ta-da. More refreshing. There we go. We've refreshed a couple of times now. Yeah, 27. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Beautiful, beautiful. So, window, we will do accordingly for ours. Window. And down yonder. Window as well. Now. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. We've got flip for ours. I really should get used to starting to use constant for things that won't change. It's just the last 280 days we haven't. View the console and click the buttons. View. Oh, right. Over here. View. Developer. Oh, that's Adam. I was like, why the can't I see in there? View. Developer. JavaScript console. Well, we don't really need to see the HTML. There we go. That's a bit better. Now, click heads and tails. There's that. Wow, when you click the same button, it shows, it just adds a count, how many times it happened. 3, 5, look at that, we can send messages. I mean, it would take a while, but, you know, in times of crisis, I'm ever trapped in a prison and I need to send out a numeric message, someone look in the JavaScript console for some numerical breakdown for my cry for help. This is where I'll be communicating. Angry Apple. Wow, what is Angry Apple GW2? Who's sleeping behind you? Oh, adjacent to me, that would be my fiance. Actually, I think she might still be awake, but she's doing her thing. So, but yeah, probably sleeping. It is late. It is 1:21. Topher Gates, the important thing here is that you know which button is clicked. Ah, that's what we're highlighting. I was thinking, don't mind me. I'm going to slightly modify. Can I get rid of target? Don't mind me. I'm going to take this. But I just want to see the event thing like yesterday. I hope that's cool. I hope. Is there a save button? There's the auto save. Save. I think that would say save. Yeah. Close. That's settings. Let's hope it auto saves. Okay. I wanted to see the whole the whole breakdown. Oh, there it is. This thing. Like yesterday. I'm a creature of habit. We did event first. Today we just jumped straight to event target. So mouse event, and then all of that noise. I know that doesn't change anything, but isn't target somewhere down there? Target button. Neat. Oh wow, and even button except we didn't go clicking through all the stuff yesterday. We just did the master one for the first. So do they have text? You said text something. Text content? Text content. Heads. So that's what we're identifying now with the following. We'll reattach. Cut. Dot. Paste. Hope that's all right. This. Remove that. Pretty cool. And now, let's run that once more. Heads. Ta-da, down there, all the way down there. Oh, there's also, we can do, damn, what is it, clear? With the parentheses and enter. Ah, see, I remember, I learned things slowly. Look at that. Okay, so that's what it's returning because the text content and the target, that's what it's looking for. That's what you were trying to highlight and convey. Fascinating. So it does know which button is clicked. Heads versus tails. I do like the fact that it keeps the tally of how many times we have indeed clicked it. I think that's so fascinating. Alright. Angry Apple. Yeah, 1:21 a.m. She's sleeping. I would be pretty upset. I would be too. To disturb me and sleeping like that, right? I would have hung myself out the window if I could be in two places at once. I would be figuring a way to permanently have me sleep forever. Hey there, little kitty. What are you doing? Here to destroy the remainder of the stream. Pretty hard to do. I've done my best to turn this tragedy into something as soul-crushing as possible. There's been a lot of failure today. There's been a lot of learning. It's been a painful learning day for Steven. Your tail is just all kinds of swingy right now. Let's now make some progress. Now that we have all of this fun content in front of us, Topher's immaculate guide to the target areas we need. Let's go ahead and deal with that. Now, what did he do? He just had button, heads, and tails. No IDs, no class names, no values. This is the short, simple version. I'm sure the official version of his project had far more interesting stuff tied to it. But no looking behind the curtain yet. No forking. Forking is for winners. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. Now, continuing on. Closing out of this. Closing out of that. Try not to destroy anything, Tiny Cat. We will leave this up. I am going to close that out so we've got a bit more breathing room to look at stuff. We'll even move that back over. Okay, let's try and land this bird. Oh my god, cat, stop spinning. No, oh my god, you're cleaning yourself again. She's got her legs and tail spread wide open, and I've got quite the show going on as she bathes herself. And yeah, look, we don't need that right now. Can you go lick yourself somewhere else, Tiny Cat? This is brutal. Let's just do this. It's after 1. End the pain. We can do the following. We put window in. We've got window at the bottom. We already have this bit set up as flip. Buttons prepped. We've got function flip coin. We will be looking for the event, which we already have here, but we can add on the text stuff. So let's do event dot text content like so. We don't need the if portion just yet. Wow, cat, your tail is dancing between my knuckles as I'm trying to type on the keyboard. All right. Topher, you're blushing. Oh, from yeah, Little Kitty's show of just was, if she opened her mouth, I could have seen straight through her. It was pretty ridiculous. Normally you gotta pay double for that kind of view, but that was just right there, hovering over the F3 key of my keyboard. Alright. If flip stuff... we're simply commenting that out for now. And we have the following. Now, going on... The last bit is the for each. So we've got flip. That works. Oh, I had it as side. And we wanted simply button. I was focused on the class. I should have looked at for the element. Damn. Rookie mistake, Steven. Not that, I mean, all the rest of the stuff I had was totally set up incorrectly, but that's what we wanted. And see, at least I was consistent. At least I put side in both spots. So button, add event listener, click, flip coin, through. Let's condense some of this confusion. something a little more visually less hilarious. Okay, I think we're set. Let's go ahead and save. Save. Followed by refreshing. Heads. Tails. Ah, I did click on tails. And now I clicked on heads. Wait, hold on. Do I have it console logging correctly? Maybe I was just winning. I think that's what winning would have looked like if I was logging the results. Why? Steven, why? Should I get rid of this? Did I not do console log? I missed something. Oh, Steven's all up. Event, target, text content, flip, document query selector all, button, function flip coin, event, console log, event target text content, followed by flip for each function button. There was a lot more to it. There's a whole, it's this whole section. There's stuff. There's like curly braces and additional, oh no, that's right here. That's exactly where it needs to be. The only thing I think that's missing. Topher, do you have a form element? Wait, Topher, I have no idea why I put true in quotes there. I was typing too fast. Oh, well, if it's any consolation, I don't have true in quotes in mine. You have a form element. I have something. Form element. I've got window. Function window. Oh! Do I have a form element? Oh my god. This is why we should not code after 1:32 a.m. HTML. I do have a form element. Ta-da. Topher, see, in your HTML. There we go. Just delayed reaction. Someone needs sleep. So I should get rid of the form element. That's what I'm detecting. Comment that out. Comment this out. And save. And save. Once more. Refresh. Click. Click. Ta-da. Heads and tails and heads and tails and heads. Heads, 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 heads. Tails, 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 tails. Heads and tails and heads. It works, ladies and gentlemen. It works indeed. Oh, thank God. Okay, so now that I have that, from here, I'll be able to do... Would it be wrong to do flip.value? I don't think it would be do flip.value. But if flip.value equaled coin, right? That's what I was planning on doing. Just don't know if that's okay. In a perfect world, that's where I'd want to be. Think. I'm not sure. But at least we got that sorted out. The event goodness. Oh, wait, you're totally right. Topher, what do you expect flip.value to give you? I don't need flip.value to give me because now we have the event target and the text content. it already knows we're taking the text content from it. So with that said, I don't need to do, I can make this equal something. This can be variable, side. Sure. If variable side equals coin, which is, so we've got our function random toss, which is doing its thing. We've got that set up as coin for whatever random toss is. Then, and we've got all this goodness, that can just be side. So if side is equal to coin, then things should happen. Yeah, good. But now the tricky part. I should do a switch case. That's what I should do. Wait. Topher, now you're going to run into issues with capitalization, but you know how to deal with that. Oh yeah, all the lowercase nonsense. I've got like 12 different variations. I was trying to break it up and see how things could be changed. But yes, so here I could just make them capitalized. That'll be an easy fix. Or have them all, you know, 2 uppercase or 2 lowercase for anyone who didn't want to do that, or variations, but we'll go ahead and make these capitalized for now, because we can. And, okay, so now we're getting to all the fun parts, the iffiness. I think we've started to reach a point where I can actually do stuff without being a nervous wreck on the verge of bursting into tears. So, it's still been, God, it's 1:37 a.m. and everything hurts. We made it out of the woods. I think that's the important part for today. I should probably continue on making progress, but my mind is so far beyond a stable point of coherent thought that I think it would be best to just sort of call it quits and come to terms with all the learning that's occurred. We've fallen on our face many a times through tonight's stream. I think now that we've got this, we can just... Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait it out. We lived. We will fight on to see another day. Let's save everything, though. Command save. I think that's an okay course of action. I'm concerned that just in my state of delirium, I'm gonna end up making terrible decisions. Not that that hasn't happened over the last 280-something days, but when we can minimize them, we try to. Okay. There's that. Let's go ahead and save our stuff. We can try and push this nonsense. And we did good for day 288. So, now to find GitHub. There's this. OBS nonsense. Reveal the desktop. Yes, good, good. There it is. Desktop app. We've got our changes. Oh. Event listener. Hell. Can you hear me now? Dear God. Okay. Flip coin. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good, good, good. Let's go ahead and commit that. And then we can push. Nice, nice, nice. Things are loading, things are loading. Resolving details. OBS, kill that. And... where to go, where to go? Steven stuff. We'll find it, we'll find it. Right. Coin toss. Ta-da! 35 seconds ago. Event listener hell, indeed. I agree. Look at that. Oh, wow. That was... did not see that happening for day 288. But, nevertheless, let's jump into OBS. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by to view the stream and assist. Tonight we had Drakeling, Topher, Yuri Fiveware. Fiveware. God, we gotta work on that username. Beheld One. Who else do we have? Langley UK. Followed by Kinda 808. Hertox, Joel Devs, and Angry Apple. GW2. All of the assistance, guidance was greatly appreciated, views and support and whatnot. Anyone who accidentally stumbled in here to view the stream, thank you very much as well. Any and all views are greatly, greatly appreciated. Day 288 comes to an end. However, the adventure continues tomorrow with day 289 of the Year of Streaming Learning to Code. In the meantime, are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it!